Hi, I'm Jan, and this is part 2 for those who would like to help someone who is grieving. So many of us really want to help and sometimes don't know how, right? So today I will speak about some things that we shouldn't do, some things not to do, some things to avoid. Number one that I've heard from grieving people is it's never good to say, I know exactly how you feel, because none of us ever knows exactly how someone feels. We may think we've had a similar loss, but every relationship is different, every loss is different. And honestly, over the years since I've done groups, grieving people just really don't like it when somebody says, I know exactly how you feel. So allow them to feel what they feel. And another comment sometimes that people say is, aren't you just so glad that they're in heaven? And that is a nice thing to say. The problem with that is, yes, they're glad the person is in heaven, but especially if it's a spiritual person, then they feel a little bit bad about saying, oh, I miss them so much. It's hard for them then to feel the loneliness that they feel without that person. It's not that they're not glad they're in heaven, but it's still hard and it's still a loss. And another thing to try not to do is to give advice or to speak from your own experience. Again, their experience will never be exactly the same as yours. So not telling your story is sometimes hard because you want to tell your story, but this is their time to tell their story. And many of us, when we go through loss, we need to tell that story over and over again. And don't forget about them. Remember them when there's an anniversary, a birthday, a holiday. Let them know that you remember. I was at a conference recently and this lady had, her son had passed away several years earlier. And I just walked up to her at the end of the conference and said, I just wanted to let you know that I remember that your son died. I just wanted you to know I remember. And she said that was like a drink of cold water for her. And that surprised me a little bit, but just having somebody say, I remember, was so nice for her. And don't try to fix it for them, because we can't fix it, right? We can't fix it for them. We can't take the pain away. Our natural instinct is to come up with an answer that will just make it all better. But we can't. We can only be present. And don't stop talking about the loved one. Even if it makes people cry, we all love to hear your stories, your comments, your remembrances of that loved one. So those are my tips for today. Next time, we will speak about the unique grief of the caregiver. If you've been a caregiver, that will be for you. I'll see you next time.